Hey everyone, welcome to the next episode of Outcomes. I'm your host, Barrett King, and with me today is a good friend of mine, actually. And I don't usually bring HubSpotters on the show, to be candid, but Kevin here is someone special. He's been with HubSpot for quite some time, and he leads our partner education initiative. I'll let him do it better justice than that. But first off, my friend, welcome to the show. Long time coming.
Barrett, psyched to be here. Yes, long overdue to be able to chat with you on some of these things. And I'm now knowing that, maybe there's not a ton of HubSpotters that come on the show, honored. I don't know how I snuck onto whatever VIP list it is, but psyched to be here, man.
There was a gold star next to your name. I just felt like we should just make it happen. And here's a cool thing too. So Kevin has his own show as well. He talks to folks in the ecosystem. Why don't you just do a quick plug on that? Because frankly, if you're listening to me, you should probably listen to Kevin as well.
Yeah, I like to think that there's a fair overlap of listenership. And if you tune into Barrett's or mine, there's going to be a ton of helpful insights in the other. So just super quick, the shameless plug is Agency Unfiltered. It's a weekly podcast. We drop episodes Wednesday. And I interview, owners, founders, executives of agencies or services providers from across the HubSpot ecosystem. And it's just about what they've operationalized or what they've codified to unlock, whatever stage of growth and scale they're at today. And so we try to take an unfiltered look, keep it casual, but the guests are the subject matter experts there, and there's just a ton of insights to glean from them. So check it out. Agency Unfiltered. Yeah.
I love it. That's fantastic. I'm a subscriber. I thoroughly enjoy it. So listeners, check it out. Let's get into it today. So I ask everyone the same question. For those of you that are used to the show at this point, you hear me say that phrase every time. It's important because I think it level sets how we, obviously get into our dialogue today, common language and such. I say, what does partnership mean to you? I want to understand that. And you responded with, it's a symbolic relationship built for mutually assured success. I love that. Would you add to it? Would you change? What else did you say?
Yeah, I think the mutually assured success obviously is probably where I would double down into. But again, because there's a partnership, there has to be an element of co-creation, right? And so it's not one delivering value for the other and vice versa, but there has to be some sort of collaboration or co-ownership of whatever initiative, strategies, content there is within. And I would say this too, if I'm the program side, the host of that partnership, it's of your business's best interest, and it's something you definitely need to focus on, but partners need to be the heroes of the partnership. And so never lose that fact. But other than that, Barrett, I don't know. I think I'll stick to what that definition was.
Yeah, but I like that second call out there of the partners are your heroes piece, because it's about elevating their voices and obviously giving them an opportunity to impact your customer more. I'm super passionate about that. I just had an interview the other day with somebody. They were talking about, what do you think the fundamental mistakes most programs make, most leaders make in partnerships? And I would say, candidly, maybe selfishly, but not putting the partnership first, and not putting the actual customer challenge at the center of that, which should let your partners look like superheroes, which I guess logically would make sense. So for everyone's kind of background's sake, let's talk about what you do here, right? It's good to kind of inform the conversation.
Sure.
I won't give your title justice. I never could. Senior manager. I know you're responsible for partner education. What does that mean? Like, what are you doing every day? What's kind of the scope of your effort?
Yeah. So on the HubSpot Academy team, right? In HubSpot Academy, it's our free education and training platform. It's free to sign up, but obviously it comes within any HubSpot portal or any HubSpot account that you have. And my team develops the curriculum that's built exclusively for solutions partners, right? So we have, dozens of certifications within the HubSpot Academy, but there is a piece of that catalog that's gated and exclusive for partners. And we kind of peel the curtain back on frameworks and methodologies and strategies that, to sell and service better, et cetera. And so we own that piece of the catalog, my team. We also own, or I oversee the developer catalog as well. So CMS development, but also like integrations and leveraging HubSpot APIs. Then the third kind of piece of the catalog that's fairly new is architecture, right? Like technical education, HubSpot architecture, both product agnostic, but also product specific within, right? So partner, developer, technical, that's the team that I oversee. But again, HubSpot Academy, hopefully some of your listeners have checked it out, and that's not a new term or a new piece of the HubSpot puzzle for them.
I like to think that folks know what it is. And that's part of why I want to bring you on this show is, regardless of the fact that we work together at HubSpot, for me, what I think is really interesting is, as a listener of the show, and again, I mean, you all know that you're kind of across the spectrum. You're an operator. You're somebody who's probably sitting here saying, well, how should I do that? Is that something that I should actually invest in? What are some of the reasons that you think foundationally investing in partner education at its core? So specifically, I don't just mean, we'll give you some assets or we'll share resources or things like that, but building this this kind of echo chamber of excellence, a space where folks can go and learn in the way that you as an organization, HubSpot agnostic, it's not about us specifically. I just mean as a professor of, knowledge transfer more specifically. What's the impact of that? How does that help your ecosystem grow better?
Yeah, I mean, I think if you start at customer education as a whole, like I think we'll get into that partner piece. Yeah, but just the value of having a customer education program in our platform, right? I mean, you're reducing the ramp time, right, for new customers, allowing them to take the actions necessary to become successful in your software, having them be more informed users, power users, right? The concepts, the strategies to then go execute, and so there's effectiveness there. Ability to adopt across multiple tools, right? Obviously, HubSpot has multiple hubs, but many softwares have different pockets of functionality. And so it's, depth of tool usage, breadth of tool usage, activation, ramp time. There's a ton of positives for customer education, but it's also a critical place for delight as well, right? I mean, we're a free resource. It moves people along in their careers. Validation from our credentialing program. It's something you can post on LinkedIn. And anyways, there's a ton of career growth opportunities there too. Now for the partner piece, right? Again, partnerships, mutually assured success. Partners are an extension of your company or your brand. And so if they're resellers, right, you have the opportunity to lean into education, and in our case, self-paced, on demand. Here are the tactics and strategies to help you sell better, sell more frequently. Multi-hub, or here's to different audiences, right? If you're going up market, here's what more considerable buying purchases look like, or larger buying committees. How to service better, right? How do we take the onboarding frameworks that we validated internally? We know they work. Here are the methodologies and the frameworks for onboarding. Here are the metrics we use for things like activation, right? And our primary colors and the things that we look for to signal account health. And so, taking all of these things that HubSpot internally we use and we find to be successful, let's open those up for partners to take advantage of the same. And so again, maybe a little long-winded there, but just, pulling the curtain back on strategies and concepts, frameworks that we know work, and making them available for our partners to find the same sort of success, right?
Look, there's no such thing as long-winded in this show. The more detailed, the better. You're crushing it. I think the thing that's interesting about what you said, though, that I want to call out is the idea of, drawing back these sort of, maybe like manufacture the right term, but this sort of like illusion of we have to keep a separation between these partners and our company and whatnot. So being extra transparent, being extra intentional around information and knowledge sharing. Okay, great. So I understand that, but where do I start? So if I'm a leader, I work at a company right now, I've got an ecosystem, I've got tens, if not hundreds or even thousands of partners, and we haven't really leaned into education in a formal way like a company like HubSpot or LinkedIn or others have. What are some of the sort of tactical things you could give us in terms of feedback on where do I start? How do I create that just initial piece of content that delivers value? Yeah.
Well, I would say the most daunting challenge, or like a challenge, like a potential blocker, right, to really starting to scale out a partner education program is that, oftentimes when you bring in an instructional designer or content creator, right, you want to anchor them to a particular subject or like topic, right? That they're going to be the subject matter expert on sales or the marketing capabilities within tool or something like that. On the partner side, right, we're going in a number of different directions. And so you're not going to find someone that is a masterful onboarder, right? Oh, I have a ton of onboarding experience, but I've also, helped move deals through my sales pipeline. Oh, I'm also an architect. Oh, I'm also an APIs, I can do API development. I'm a CRM developer, something like that. And so don't let that be a blocker. So to your question, Barrett, on how to get started, find the subject matter experts across your organization and fold them into the process, right? Oftentimes we call them professors, right? They're the shepherds through our project management and kind of like task management processes, but it's an active, collaborative process to determine, all right, what are the learning objectives? What are the skills that we need to teach them on? How do we teach them that? What are the examples, right? What are the frameworks that we can teach? And so that's the most important piece. And then I think similarly, not even just the subject matter experts across the organization, but I can imagine, right, your sales team has playbooks, right? You have the definitive process for how to onboard new customers. You know where and how to track the activities that mean most for getting new customers set up for success. And so sure, maybe there's a little bit of a scrub and not every asset is completely ready to be partner facing, but a lot of the heavy lifting may already be done. So look at the resources you have available, look at the subject matter experts across the org, and use them as a starting point and fold them into the process.